Welcome, everyone. We are back for another episode of Healing is War, where we explore the dark side of healing. On this show, we discuss things that you may encounter on your healing journey. My name is Elmira. I am your host, and today's topic is the 12 steps to courage. First of all, want to say this to you. Want to speak about a courageous person, D'Angelo. You all probably know by now, he made his transition on yesterday. He definitely holds a special place in my heart. I just text message one of my brothers, my little brother, and was like, oh my goodness, seeing this song Untitled reminds me of you. And I got to tell y'all why. It reminds me of my brother because when we were growing up, when that song first came out, you probably know from the video. If y'all haven't seen the video, you need to check it out. D'Angelo is all glisten, fine, rubbed down with his abs, his chest, all sexy in that video, looking buff. My brother made his own rendition of that video because that's something we always did growing up. We would sing songs, recreate songs, make videos when the lights would go out. That's what we would do. We lived in the country in New Kent County, Virginia, and things would happen all the time. We are a family who likes to do things together. That's part of our fun, it's part of our togetherness. And hearing about D'Angelo made me reflect on when my brother did that remake, and it demonstrates courage because D'Angelo, he is from where I'm from. I grew up outside of Richmond, Virginia. So number one, I was always rooting for him. Number two, I was always rooting for him as an artist because he's a true musician, classically trained, just like me. I grew up playing the trumpet, and my dad was a musician. And it takes courage to speak your voice. It takes courage to come out doing something different than other artists. He did that. He was the epitome of that. So even though today's topic is not about D'Angelo, it is about D'Angelo because when I got on here today, I was listening to Untitled. I was listening to those brown eyes of mine that me and my boyfriend last night were listening to D'Angelo as well. These are the moments. This podcast is about having the courage to start your spiritual journey. Spirituality is about timing. It's also about being confident within yourself and being in alignment. I would be remiss not to mention D'Angelo because that's what I was feeling. And I made the connection between him and courage. He didn't have to come out with that video because I know it was scary at the time. Like, people are looking at me, they gonna see me. Am I really I heard him talk about this in some of the follow-up interviews after that album was released, that Voodoo album. And he was like, because that's how artists feel. We assume that artists are all showy and they're just very confident within themselves. Many of us are not. I can attest to that. It takes us a lot of courage to create a song, to write a song, to get on stage naked, to get on stage even with clothes on. Me getting in front of you right now requires courage. To be in this broadcast, to be live streaming on Zoom, I don't know who the heck is watching all over the world, but because I'm confident within myself and I know myself, I'm courageous enough to say, this is a topic we need to speak on. I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to allow myself to be a channel for the Most High, for God, for Source, for Spirit. Whatever needs to be spoken and whoever needs to listen to it, this message is for you today. Let's get into it. First of all, I would love to read an excerpt from my book because it's what's inspired today's topic. My book is called Healing is for Warriors, Not Wimps. It is available for purchase. The link will be below this video. Let me actually share. I was going to read the book off of my phone, but I was like, no, let me just share it on the screen because y'all can see it on the screen and then you can read it along with me. This is going to be read along, like reading Rainbow. So let me just, I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. You can understand what this the 12 sides of courage, the 12 steps of courage. I'm saying sides because I'm sitting here reading the title from the book. Courage Side of Love. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. You fight for those who can't fight for themselves. I've often viewed love as one of the most courageous acts. It takes so much to be vulnerable, honest, forgiving, and open. Mostly, love begins within you. I discovered this by making a courageous move to Nashville. At first, I didn't know it was for self love or growth. As the years progressed, I started to love myself in new and different ways. It was scary. I had to face my flaws. I had to forgive myself. I had to be open with myself and others about mistakes I made. Love in that way is a courageous act. As love grew in me, I was able to fight for other people. I was able to see their needs and hold space for them. A warrior shows courageous love. That is just an excerpt from the book, which sets the stage for our talk about courage, because courage definitely one of the pivotal, critical things you need to start your spiritual journey. Without it, you will be stuck in the old you. Do you want to be the same you were in 2020? In 2007. No, we're moving on. We're moving forward. You know anything about this time? We are in shifts. Systems are crumbling. Things are falling. Relationships are breaking up. Just and it's all to reveal your strength. It's all to reveal your power. This is nothing that is taking away from you because courage is love. One of the things to note about courage too, I took Spanish growing up, and courage is based on the word corazon. What does corazon mean? You all know it means the heart. You saw it there in that book reading. Courage, corazon, all the same words, is coming from the heart. When we love deeply, it requires us to be courageous. Now, let's step into these 12 steps. Number one, self love. You got to first love yourself. Acknowledge who you are, acknowledge your strengths, acknowledge your flaws. I was in a class with Desiree this weekend called Softness Embodied. She urged each of the women there to own their gifts, to be confident in their choices, to know who you are, to love who you are, love your voice. There was a time I did not love my voice. I love it now. That's why I'm on here. Because you know why I didn't love my voice? Because I was loving everybody else's voice. I was doing other love, not self love. When we speak self love, we're not focused on everybody else. We're focused on what's in this for me. And when you own your gift, your power, your greatness, other people will get the best from you. because you said I'm focused on myself. That's how we're here today. And it requires courage. That's the first step to courage is owning yourself. Because sometimes we can want to be somebody else. Can't be nobody else. Can't nobody wear this shirt like me. Can't nobody do their hair like me. And like you neither. Own that. Number two, honesty. Be honest with people. And first of all, be honest with yourself. If you need to grow in a particular area, this topic is going to come up probably a couple of these steps today. But just this morning I had to be honest with my boyfriend. Well, I was really honest with myself. I struggle with receiving compliments. He had complimented me on my new nightgown, and I just said, okay, that was kind of rude, wasn't it? But then I apologized. I sent him a text message and was like, what I really should have said is thank you. That honesty, because I could feel it in myself and I can feel the way it made him feel. When we have healed and we are on this journey and we are acknowledging these things within ourselves, we can witness when we need to be honest with other people. But if you ain't honest with yourself, you can't tell nobody else the truth, can you? Tell me. You can't. You can't tell nobody else the truth when you ain't honest with yourself. I was honest with myself a couple of months ago when I noticed I had gained some weight. I was like, Elmira. I put myself on a juice fast. I sure did. Honesty. That was number two. Number three, use your voice. Okay, I got to give a nod to my friend Juliana on this one. We were having a conversation yesterday about the power of our voice when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to speaking the things we want into existence. She was like, Elmira, do you realize you've been getting these things because you use your voice, because you proclaim them? It takes courage to use your voice. It takes courage to tell people no. It takes courage to do a public speaking event. It takes courage to tell your mama, your daddy, you didn't like what they did to you when you was 8 years old, or whether you didn't like what they did to you last week. Use your voice. Don't be silent. Express yourself. Express your viewpoints, your opinions, what you desire to share with the world. That requires courage. Don't be a cookie cutter. Don't be what everybody else says you need to be. Oh, you need to be soft. Oh, femininity looks like this. Masculinity looks like this. Who said? Your voice ain't like that. Use your voice, your own cadence, whether you have a soprano, an alto, a tenor, a bass, let it flow. Own your voice. And I can speak to this as a singer as well. I used to think my voice sucked because I didn't sound like Whitney Houston. Oh, I didn't sound like Mariah. I didn't sound like Adele. I didn't sound like Aretha. I tried to be them, but you know what? That shit ain't work. The only voice that worked was my own. How about them apples? I'm like, shit, this is it. Use your voice. It requires courage because your voice don't sound like nobody else. And then people gonna witness, they're gonna be like, oh, look at her standing out in the crowd. Look at him standing out in the crowd. Your voice is unique, it's different. It carries a timbre, it carries a tone, it carries a frequency, it carries a resonance that nobody else can duplicate. AI can try to duplicate your voice, it cannot. Use your voice. That was number three. Number four, I wrote down is admit your wrongs. I told y'all this was going to come up multiple times. I admitted my wrongs today. And I didn't wait because I could have easily said, oh, I'll just wait till he gets home, till my boyfriend gets home to apologize and say, I should have said thank you. No, as soon as I recognized I was incorrect, I acknowledged it and said, let me send him this text message that says, I should have said thank you when you gave me the compliment on my new white nightgown instead of just kind of brushing it off. That was stank attitude, Elmira. I'm speaking to myself now because that's the best way of self-love is to speak to yourself. Don't wait for other people to tell you that you're wrong. Admit your wrongs up front when you can feel it. Admit it. That that is courage. It's healing. It's growth. And it wasn't always easy for me to do this because I was a primo perfectionist, or I was the person who always thought I needed to be right. You don't need to be right all the time. It's actually good to make mistakes. I tell my students this all the time, my massage students. I'm like, you want to make mistakes because it shows where you can grow. It shows where you can go on this spiritual journey. If you never made a mistake, if you never did anything wrong, how would you grow? You wouldn't. You just be the same person coasting along every day. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not, it ain't logical. It's not spiritual. It's not creative. It's not anything. Number 5, feel your emotions. Now, this is something that required a lot from me. This is number 5 step to courage. I was afraid of my feelings because I grew up in a house where we did not express our emotions. Yes, you heard at the top of the show. Yes, we laughed and we joked and we went to church and there was a seldom cry or something like that. But when it came to saying how we felt on a regular basis, that was not a thing growing up. I had to learn to do that. I can say I express my emotions more in my artistry, more in my music, the creation of songs and poems, and that's how it came out. So it was definitely there. But when it came to actually feeling anger or feeling sadness, allowing myself to cry, allowing myself to even express my emotions to other people, family members, friends, colleagues, co-workers, boyfriends, that was tough in the beginning. It takes courage to be vulnerable and to feel those emotions. And what I mean by feel those emotions is really feel it in your body. When I'm working with myself or clients, you feel these things. Like I can feel the hurt. I can feel the release. When I do the grief yoga, you should feel it too. You have to feel your emotions on this journey. It serves you no purpose to ignore them or to say, oh, I didn't feel that. It didn't really exist. You didn't hurt me. No, it may, oh, if the person hurt you, take a moment to feel it, but don't stay there is the thing. You do not have to stay there, but it is definitely critical for you to feel it. Feel those emotions. And it takes courage because the non-courageous thing to do is to suppress it. The courageous thing to do is to express. Let me say that again. It is courageous to express your emotions. It is fearful and not courageous to suppress and hold it in. That's what leads to illness. That's what leads to disease. Stressed out body. I saw it as a massage therapist and many people. I saw it within myself. Suppression of emotions does not lead to freedom. To go back to last week's episode with Sharice, we were talking about unlocking your freedom. You cannot be free in an unfree body. And an unfree body starts when you are suppressing your emotions. That was number 5. Number 6, inner strength. You might think, or one might assume, strength comes from here. Yes, you do need outer strength. I do that too. I lift weights. I do all of that. I'm strong. But I will tell you, the outer strength comes from being strong within, being rooted in things like integrity, being rooted in things like joy, being rooted in things like my family story. All of those things give me strength. It gives you courage. It opens up your heart, your roots. What are you rooted in? Ask yourself. Do some journaling if you don't know. The courage side of love. Are you rooted in love or are you rooted in fear? Are you rooted in communion or are you rooted in division? Only you know the answers to these questions. Nobody else can decipher them for you. Only you. Where are you pulling your strength from? When things happen, when somebody dies, when someone gets upset at you, what are your roots? It takes courage to stand firm in your roots and say, I'm standing on integrity and I'm not just standing on money. Yeah, I'm going to quit this job because this job does not match my roots. I did that. That was part of my healing journey. I quit. I was like, I ain't staying here for none of this. And this brings up a story. Let me tell you this story because it relates to this. I recall when it was time for me to leave this place called the Massage Bar in Nashville. They had this facility inside B&A, which is known as the Nashville International Airport, called the Massage Bar, where travelers could take a pit stop and get themselves a 15-minute massage, 30-minute chair massage, foot massage, what have you. I worked there for years. I think I was there for give or take 4 to 5 years. And it was time for me to quit because when I get the signal, when I get the intuition, when God tells me it's time for you to leave Elmira and do something different or to put 100% of your energy into your massage business, that's what I did. I heeded the message and I did not wait because it was my inner strength. It was my roots speaking to me saying, time to go. I didn't give my boss a 2-week notice. I worked that last shift, and the only reason I worked that shift was because I didn't want to let my coworker down. I had agreed to cover her shift, and I said, I'm going to work for her, and then I'm leaving. I'm going to leave my key because I was a supervisor at the time as well. That was not just a regular line level employee, I was the weekend supervisor. I left my uniform, my shirt, my badge, everything, and was like, it's time. I garnered the strength within to leave. Sometimes we act out of fear because we want to stay, because we want to appease other people. No, have some courage and leave when it's time for you to leave. That's what I did that day at the massage bar. And I was so elated and happy. If I could plop a picture on the screen right now and show you, I would show you because I was smiling on the bus because I had bought my change of clothes. I was wearing this peach shirt and was like, yes, no more massage bar. Inner strength. And yes, my boss, she got mad at me. She was pissed. She was like, how dare you quit? She would not answer my calls because, of course, I was the hot commodity. But it was time for me to leave. I was destined to serve 100% of my energy in another role. Take your power back. Stop giving your power and your strength over to other people. It's courageous to act in your inner strength. It's not the outer strength, it's the inner strength that propels you forward, that allows you to say these things to people, to use your voice. Because you know what you're supposed to say. You just afraid to daggone say it. Just say it. That was number 6. Number 7, massage is courageous, is a step to being to courage. Why? Massage therapy, when you go to get a massage, you are inviting in relaxation. You are inviting your nervous system, your muscular system, your skeletal system to be in a state of homeostasis. You're telling it, get back in balance. So many of you are afraid to get a massage because of what you will feel, or you're telling yourself, I don't have time, my schedule is too busy, blah, 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 all the excuses. Massage therapy is one of the keys, one of the steps to courage, because it invites you into this place of relaxation. It's not just there to be on the table for 60 minutes and be pampered. It's more than that. It opens up your voice. It opens up your body. It opens up your roots. It allows you to feel your emotions. Massage is magical. That's why I became a massage therapist, able to witness you all transform in the matter of 60 minutes, 90 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes in the chair. It is like a magic potion, the touch. The beautiful thing about massage, too, as a courageous piece, you do not need to go to a massage therapist to experience massage. Just touch yourself. Give yourself self massage. Feel what you need to release. Feel what you need to heal. Maybe it's your voice, your throat. Touch it, massage it. See what's going on. Love on it. Love on you. Love on your body. Sometimes you want other people to love you, other people to be in love with you, to have courage with you, but you ain't even doing it for yourself. Massage yourself first. That's the key to courage. One of them. Number 8, dance. Dancing is courageous. Witness this. There are some people afraid to dance. If they go to a party, they go to a wedding, they sit on the sidelines. They really want to dance inside. You know them people. You know them people where they're just like, oh, I have no moves. I can't move like them. I'm not Beyonce. I'm not Michael Jackson. I'm not Chris Brown. I'm not Ariana Grande, whoever, whatever dancer's name you can name. I don't Dancers with the Stars. I can't dance. Everybody can dance. If you got a body, you can dance. It shows courage to get out on that dance floor and make a fool of yourself. I got to give y'all an example of this because my nephew, one of my nephews, when he graduated this year, he was on that dance floor. He got some moves too. He is not ashamed to get on the dance floor, no matter how he looks. They had a Miami Vice theme this year for their prom, and he sent me the video and he's just getting it. And then everybody's cheering him on. That took courage to dance. You ain't got to be like my nephew and get on the dance floor, but I'm urging you, I'm encouraging you to do that. Take a step out of your comfort zone, because dancing opens up things. When you start moving your body and doing all of these different moves, It will open up your voice. It will open you up to speak your truth. It will open you up to step into the career, the dreams of your desire, the things you want, the money you want. You will start bringing in all of these things just by dancing. OMG. I dance on a regular basis. My boyfriend laughs at me because I'm sitting here dancing in the kitchen as I'm cooking. I'm moving all the time because dancing is a sense of freedom. It's courageous. It's a courageous act. Cortisone, we said, it comes from the heart. I'll mention Juliana again because me and her were talking about dancing just this week and how it's freeing whatever we do. If it's expressive dance, if it's hip hop dance, if it's twerking, it doesn't matter. You can do tap dancing. It's allowing you to heal. It's allowing you to be courageous. Be the epitome of who you were designed to be just by dancing. Ooh, some tunes. We talked about D'Angelo. He got some tunes you can move to. Do it. Number 9, fight and face conflict. Ooh, I felt that in my body. Like my stomach started gurgling on that one because that was huge for me. I don't like to fight. I still don't. I don't like to face conflict, but I'm learning more and more that's the way to go. People need disagreement. And it's not like we need to go out there and press everybody's button, like, let me see where I can start an argument. But by turning away from discussions that need to be had, from conversations that you need to have, you are destroying your spirit. You are destroying your healing by just saying, "Oh, let me let it slide. I'm not going to say anything. It's okay." No, sometimes you need a fight. This is healing is war. This ain't healing is peace. Yeah, there's an element of peace to healing, but the war part is the old you facing the new you. If there's no fight, if there's no conflict, what are you achieving? Where's the growth? In relationships, we fight. We have discussions. We have arguments. I can say I've had many discussions with my boyfriend. I've had discussions with family members. I've had conflict. It won't no drag out, knockdown fight, hair being ripped out, people ending up with bruises. That's not it. Most of the fight you have to do is with words or just a simple conversation or a simple question. Conflict could come in questioning something that does not sit well with you. I brought this up in the first episode about the bridge. I started to question Christianity or question what was going on in the church. Why is this not helping me grow in the ways I expected to help me grow? That required a fight. That required some conflict. That required courage for me to step away and say, am I willing to battle with this? The battle was within myself because I had to stop doing some of the things I was accustomed to. I had to stop seeing some of the people I always saw. I was having a conversation with another one of my friends yesterday, Fatima. I'm going to name these people because I'm not ashamed to name people. Some people would be like, don't talk about that person. Don't say that person's name. I got to say their name because that's how I operate. So I was having a conversation with my friend. She lives in the UK, but she grew up in Zimbabwe. And we were talking about this, the spirituality and Christianity. And the thing I resolved at the end of our conversation was my religion is love. I'm not claiming no religion. I'm not claiming Islam. I don't claim Christianity. I'm not claiming to be a Nuwapian. I don't claim to be a Moor. I'm not claiming to be nobody. I'm love. And that's what all of these tenets, all of these religions profess that they do. But when you start seeing it and you start fighting the internal conflicts, you're like, wait a minute, I don't think I want to go along with that. That does not sit well with me one bit. And it's okay. Have the courage to fight. Have the courage to say, I'm going to dump that. Just because I worked there for this many years, don't mean I need to work there tomorrow. Just because I went to this church, this establishment, this organization for the past 7 years, don't mean I got to go there tomorrow. Just because I was in this relationship with this person for the past 3 years, don't mean I need to be in that relationship with them tomorrow. Just because we used to talk every Saturday for the past 2 years, don't mean I need to talk to them tomorrow. Just because I've been wearing pants for the past 18 years, don't mean I need to wear pants tomorrow. Just fight. Be willing to fight. Be willing to have the conversation. Be willing to question those things you already questioning within yourself. Speak it. Going back to number two. Well, that was number three. Use your voice. All right, moving along. 10. Silence is a step to courage. You got to be quiet sometimes. Sit in silence. You don't need to have the TV on. You don't need to scroll on TikTok. You don't need to scroll on Facebook. You don't need to see who posted the latest video on YouTube. Just sit in silence. Try it. And it requires courage because most people don't want to sit in silence because most of us don't want to face our thoughts. Most of us don't want to face our darkness, our emotions. Remember, we're feeling our emotions on this journey. In order to assess and really know and be aware of what's going on, you got to be quiet. Shut your damn mouth and listen. One of my spiritual teachers, she used to go by Spirit Doula. She's Professor Melanie here on YouTube. She's always saying in her talks, in her lectures, whatever she shares, she's like, listen, listen, listen. And it gets me every time because she is urging you to be silent. That pause is intentional for you to see what it feels like. Do it daily. Do it when you wake up. Don't grab your phone as the initial thing. Be in silence. That takes courage. Okay. Number 11, own your difference. Stand out. This goes back to number 3 with using your voice. But the only way you can use your voice is to own your difference. You got to understand what makes you unique, what makes you stand out. Let me speak to this. My thoughts, even with doing these conversations with you, was I need my camera to look like everybody else's. Oh, the other people on YouTube are doing this, or the other podcasts are doing this. Nobody speaks the way I do. Nobody draws the connections between the podcast episodes like I do. That's my unique sauce. I'm weaving a map. These are not disjointed episodes like some people present them. I operate out of connection. It's one of my gifts. I acknowledge that. So it's important for me to weave everything together for you. We started with a bridge. We then went into coming home from war. Because sometimes when you're doing this healing, you got to face the people at home. You got to face yourself first, your home. Then we talked about unlocking your freedom, and now we're in courage. When you weave those things together, they could be steps on your journey. I'm not going to discount the last episode because, oh, we just only need to know what happening right now. No, We're weaving it all together. It's a quilt. My great aunts made quilts. They're so beautiful. And that is, of course, something we celebrate as my, like my African ancestry, my indigenous ancestry is about quilt making, quilting things together, weaving things together. That's my difference. I know how to connect the dots. You should know how to connect the dots as well. Connect the dots between what's happening today and what happened to you back in January. Connect the dots between what's happening today and what happened to you last week. Know what your unique sauce is. Operate in your unique sauce. Can't nobody do it like you. It takes courage to wear the lipstick you want to wear. It takes courage to teach the way you want to teach. It takes courage to write the book you want to write. The publisher told you, oh no, that you need to fix that. That ain't right. Don't say that. Don't use the word ain't. That's improper. Who told you? It's my platform. Tell the people, this is my show. Tell the people, this is my book. This is your classroom. This is your business. This is your relationship. This is your home. Who will tell you what kind of paint to put on your wall? Oh, we don't paint the bathroom yellow because blah, 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 blah. Who told you that was so? Like, who told you? The question is, who told you? You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to be unique. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. You're supposed to look different, speak different, talk different, have a different fingerprint, mind you. Scientifically, nobody else has the same fingerprint. How you think they be catching these criminals on Dateline and stuff? See, I'm telling on myself. We've been watching Dateline over here. But that's how you stand out. You're unique. Why would you not operate and be courageous enough to operate in your uniqueness, to stand in your glory, to stand in your story, to speak the way you're supposed to speak, to profess the things you are supposed to profess? Okay, that was number 11. I went off on yellow bathroom walls and all kinds of stuff, but that's how it is. Number 12, our final step to courage is love others. We started this with self-love, but it ends, and you heard it in the excerpt at the top. When you're courageous enough to love yourself, it breathes out, it bleeds out, it spreads, it creates a resonance with others. We're not doing this courage thing to just be in solitude. We're doing it so that I'm that link. I'm that connection of love to others. Again, the vision that I have is to heal the entire world with hearts and hands. This podcast just happens to be one version of it, one segment of that vision. Loving others is courageous. It's not easy to love everybody, is it? Because people come with their shit. People come with their flaws, their red flags, their this. To talk about red flags today is Pop the Balloon. I watch Pop the Balloon because it helps me pick up on what other people are doing. It helps me to love other people. When I'm watching it with a critical eye, with a critical heart to see what can I learn from what this person says. Is this a conversation that needs to be had? Is this a question that can be posed? Hair, race, tall, he's too tall, the guy's too short, da 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 da. Am I not loving others because I don't love myself? Am I judging others because I judge myself? Am I not trustworthy of this guy on Pop the Balloon or wherever? You ain't even got to be on the Pop the Balloon show. Am I not trustworthy of them because I'm not trustworthy of myself? It all begins with you. You can't love nobody. You can't be courageous enough, vulnerable enough to love somebody else, to speak what I spoke to my boyfriend today and say, you know what? I messed up. I should have said thank you and just said and been like, okay. Like that was silly of me, right? Love others is the last step, because that's why we're here. We're not here to be in solitude, to live alone, to not commune with other people, to not tell other people how we feel, to not laugh with other people, to not heal with other people. It's a requirement. Now, sometimes on your spiritual journey, you need to be in solitude. And when it's that season, and when that season is over, you must love others. It's definitely a courageous step when you've been burned before. I can speak for myself. I've been abandoned. I've been rejected. I felt like I wasn't pretty enough. All of the things. It requires courage to say, I am beautiful. I am ready for love. I can love others. I can own my difference in the company of other people. I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm not afraid. You're not ashamed. You're not afraid. To love other people comes in you owning your greatness, owning your power, and having enough courage to stand in that, to stand firm in that. Those are our 12 steps to courage. As we close out today, you must implement at least one of them on your spiritual journey. Take something, at least one thing from this message today. You don't have to take everything. I was having this conversation with my students just today. I told her, you're trying to cram too much in. You're trying to learn everything, learn the muscles, learn the range of motion, learn the this, learn the that. It's overwhelming. We try to do too much. Have the courage to just focus on one thing right now. One thing, and apply it. I'm big on embodiment and application. That's courageous, because a lot of y'all are absorbing the information, go from one podcast to the next, one story to the next, one this to the next, one boyfriend to the next, one girlfriend to the next. You just hopping penises. Yes, I said it, because you're afraid. You're too afraid to own the love within yourself, to own who you are, to be courageous, to stand in your inner strength, to stay. I'm doing this one thing right now. I'm going to be with this one person. I'm going to pursue this one business. I'm going to pursue this one element of my spiritual journey, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to be disciplined enough to stick with it until the wheels fall off. They have this statement like, keep your car until the wheels fall off. Yeah, that's consistency. That takes courage. And it takes some faith too, because shoot, if your wheel's about to fall off, that's one shaky car. You might need to go to the dealership or somewhere and buy you a new car, right? As we close, again, my name is Elmira. This is Healing is War. Remember, your soul is calling you to greatness. Be a soldier. You are ready for war. We will see you on the next episode. You can also purchase my book, Healing is for Warriors, Not Wimps. You heard an excerpt from it today. I would love for you to have your own copy, because it is guidance for your spiritual journey. Until next time, peace.